let's talk about a huge mystery that's playing out in the tech world right now. Companies are spending billions, literally billions, on the latest and greatest cloud platforms, AI tools, and advanced analytics. And yet, so many of these massive data projects just fizzle out. They fail to deliver any real value. So what is going on here? Well, it leads us to this weird situation. You could call it the modern data paradox. On one hand, we've got more powerful tools than ever before in history. But on the other, we seem to be stuck wrestling with the exact same old problems. So let's just ask the question straight up. With all this amazing tech we have, incredible cloud data warehouses, complex machine learning pipelines, why are so many teams still fighting to get consistent, trusted answers from their own data? It just doesn't quite add up. Does any of this sound a little too familiar? Maybe you build these beautiful reporting dashboards, but hardly anyone actually uses them. Or you roll out a new self-service analytics tool, and all it does is create more confusion. Oh, and my favorite is when you get into a meeting and the whole thing gets derailed because the sales team and the finance team have completely different numbers for the exact same metric. These are all just symptoms of a much, much deeper problem. Now, here's what's so interesting. Our first instinct, almost always, is to blame the technology, right? We think, maybe we need a different BI tool, or if we just had a better AI platform, this would all work. But it turns out that's not the root cause. Not even close. The real answer, the key, lies with a kind of unsung hero. It's a concept that's been the absolute bedrock of data analytics for decades, but it's been a little bit overlooked in the mad dash to adopt all the hot new trends. And that concept is dimensionalization. You see, the truth is, all those failures we talked about, they're just the symptoms. The actual disease is a weak business data foundation. It's kind of like building this super high-tech skyscraper, with a fancy AI-powered penthouse suite, but you built it on a cracked and crumbling foundation. Of course it was never going to stand. And this really gets to the core mantra of this whole explainer. It's such a powerful idea. AI projects don't fail because the algorithms are bad or the models are weak. They fail because the data we're feeding them is a mess. It's ambiguous, it's inconsistent, and it's totally disconnected from business reality. The foundation is weak. So what even is this foundation? At its heart, it's something called dimensionalized data. Now, forget the technical jargon for a minute. All this really is a way of organizing your data so that it mirrors how your business actually thinks. It's about structuring everything around the core nouns of your business. Who are our customers? What are our products? Where are our stores? And when did things happen? That's it. Okay, so how do you build this foundation? Well, this is key. It's not just a technical job. To build a dimensionalized model, you have to start by speaking the language of the business. First and foremost. And this is the crucial part. Before you write a single line of code, you have to get people in a room and answer some really hard, non-technical questions. Things like, what is a customer? Really? Is it an individual, a household, a company? How do we define our sales channels? These are the tough conversations that force everyone, from sales to marketing to finance, to finally get on the same page. And this is a perfect picture of what that alignment looks like when you're done. This is a classic star schema for a retail company. You can see right in the middle, you have the main event, a sale, a transaction. And everything is anchored to that event by these clear, shared definitions of who the customer was, what the product was, and where the location was. Everything connects back to these core business ideas that everyone has agreed on. And here's the magic. Here's the payoff. When every team is working from the same playbook, using the same definitions for the same things, the entire conversation shifts. You stop wasting hours in meetings arguing about whose spreadsheet is right, and you start using that trusted data to debate what to do next, to actually discuss business outcomes. So you might be thinking, okay, I get it. This sounds a lot like old school data warehousing. What does this have to do with my modern BI tools and my AI stack? Well, as it turns out, this old concept is the secret engine that's powering those very tools. This is such a critical point to understand. The people who built today's modern BI platforms, they didn't throw dimensional modeling away. They did the exact opposite. They baked its principles directly into the core of their software. They basically automated it and made it the invisible, universal language of business analytics. So if you look inside a modern tool, like an IBM Cognos, you'll see something like this. What you're actually looking at, these folders for shared dimensions and governed metrics, that is a dimensional model. It's just got a nice, user-friendly interface on top of it now. but the principles are right there, working behind the scenes, making sure everything is consistent. This is also the reason why so many self-service projects end up failing. If you give everyone a powerful tool but no trusted foundation to use it on, you're not empowering them. You're just creating chaos. Real success only happens when your users are exploring data that is already clean, consistent, and structured around that shared business logic we talked about. All right, so let's bring it all together. How does thinking about foundations this way get us ready for the future, specifically for the age of AI and the enterprise? The biggest mindset shift is to stop thinking of these two things as competing ideas. They're not. They're complementary. They're two sides of the same coin. Your dimensional models provide stability, trust, and business context. The AI and machine learning models then build on that solid context to find patterns, make predictions, and add speed. One provides the what is, and the other explores the what if. This diagram really shows the whole system in action, beautifully. Just follow the flow. On the left, you've got all your raw, messy data from different systems. It all feeds into that one central, absolutely crucial business data foundation. That's where the magic happens, where data is cleaned up, integrated, and organized dimensionally. And then, notice how two paths come out of that single trusted source. One path powers your traditional BI dashboards, and the other powers your advanced AI pipelines. It's one source of truth for everything. They all work together perfectly. So the path to a really successful modern data strategy becomes pretty clear. First, you use dimensional models to reflect how the business actually runs. Then you use your BI tools to scale decision-making based on that trusted data. And then you unleash your AI initiatives to innovate on top of that curated, rock-solid foundation. And that really leaves us with a final thought. In the long run, the winners in the data and AI game aren't going to be the companies that frantically chase every shiny new trend. The winners are going to be the ones who patiently, deliberately, and thoughtfully build a strong, business-aligned data foundation, and then use that stability as a launchpad for real, game-changing innovation.